Welcome back to All the Mons. I'm Bumstar, and after rebuilding our team last episode, it's finally time to put everything to the test. But before we take on the Elite Four again, there's one more upgrade I want to grab because we couldn't get it last episode. And that is the Max Mushroom, so we can Gigantamax Snorlax. And to do that, we need to do the Battle Tower. Once that's done, we're going to go straight back into the Elite Four and see if our new team is actually ready this time. And if everything goes well, we'll finally be able to move on to the next stage of progression and start working towards the ATM Team gyms. So I've gone ahead and picked the 3 Pokemon I want to use, and that's going to be Porygon, Maushold, and Dragonite. Between episodes, I did get their IVs completely full up and the EV set, as well as all of the abilities that we want on each Pokemon. And I will say, in doing so, I had a buddy of mine who's really into competitive Pokemon help me put my team together, because I'm not into competitive Pokemon. I just play it for fun. So what we're going to want to do is we need to get at least 10 BP so we can get our Max Mushroom, if I can find it on here. Here we go. 10 BP for a Max Mushroom. I've got my team locked in. We're just going to do normal, singles, legends off, and keep it at level 50. So let's battle. Ooh, and right off the bat here, we're going up against a Machamp, and well, luckily Machamp is weak to Psybeam, so let's see. Decent amount of damage, not too bad, but that Drain Punch is going to take me out. Let's go ahead and switch to Dragonite here, and we're going to go ahead and Mega Flash Cannon, see how much it does to us. Not too much, we're pretty good. That should finish off Lucario, not a problem. So now we're up against a water fighting type. And I think we're going to go ahead and go with an Air Slash here. Oh, and they're swapping right back out. Hit another Air Slash. That should take out Machamp. Once again, I think we're going to go Air Slash here. Ooh, super effective. And again, just right with the flying abilities. Let's see what this close combat does to us. Oh, pretty big chunk. And Air Slash just one-shots it. Perfect. Air Slash again. Oh, it did not take out Annihilate, but he's going to hit me with Rage Fist. Yep, that's going to take me out. And all I have left here is Maushold against a Ghost type. That's going to be a little difficult. Artera is only a normal type. I'm hoping I'm fast enough. I don't know if I'm going to be, though. Let's go ahead and hit with the Bullet Seed. Oh, I'm swapping out. Bullet Seed should be decent, though. Yep, Bullet Seed is going to take it out. Perfect. Back to Annihilate. Let's go back to Bullet Seed. Alright, not too bad. Let's keep climbing. Population Bomb seems to be doing pretty good. Yeah, that's going to take him right out. There we go. Last one should be able to take this out. That was a close battle. Alright, well, it's burnt, so I should move first. No. Yep, and I lose that battle. Youngster Joey has beaten me. But I did get 4 BP out of that, so I'm just going to go through this a couple more times to get enough BP to get our Max Mushroom here, so we can move on to the Elite Four. Alright, and now that we have 10 BP, let's go ahead and get our Max Mushroom. Perfect. And I want to see if I can duplicate this with some bone meal. Put a moss block down, put the Max Mushroom, and spam bone meal on it. There we go. We can duplicate this, so we only need the one, and we can pretty much have infinite Max Mushrooms now. Because unfortunately, I don't think we can put this in a botany pot, which just means that this is going to be the best way for us to get a ton of them. So we have 63 of them now, including this one. But what we want to make now is some max soup. So we're going to need 3 mushrooms and 1 bowl. I'm going to place that bowl down, throw some mushrooms in here. Grab our max soup. Let's bring Snorlax out. Feed that to you. And then after our max mushroom, we are going to need to find a wishing weld. And I've had to, I RTP'd, and of course it put me right here. So then I've just been going north and finally have one showing up on the Explorer's Compass, which is about 5,000 blocks away. So I'm gonna fly there. And just after this really long journey, we've got our wishing weld. Excuse me, sir. So let's go ahead and come in here, break our wishing star crystal, and now we have our wishing star. Now that we have that, we can make our power spot, which is just the 1 max mushroom plus a wishing star, some redstone, and some stone. And we're gonna go ahead and place that right over here, right in the middle of our Pokeball. If by chance the Pokemon you want to use this on is a Dynamax and not a Gigantamax, you would need a Dynamax band. But since we're just doing Gigantamax, I don't think we need that. I'm not 100% sure. Well, first up is going to be our silver. And we're going to rematch the Elite Four Aaron. And you know what? I was wrong. It looks like we might need that band after all, because I don't have the Gigantamax option here. But even without it, let's see how much better we do against this Elite Four trainer. And this is just going to be a battle of who can live longer. And well, instead of dealing with that, we'll go ahead and swap out. I think it's time to bring out our Hisuian Typhlosion. And we're going to switch back to Snorlax here. And let's have a rest. Oh no. That actually completely took us out. This Drapion is what gave us problems last time. I'm going to go ahead and Z-move this. There we go. Alright, Drapion dealt with. Gotta recharge that ability. Porygon's gonna take a pretty big hit there. Let's see if Hyper Beam can take that out. Easy enough. We might lose our Porygon here, and that's fine. He did a ton of work for us anyway. Let's go ahead and end it with a Eruption. There we go. Our first Elite Four down. Redemption done. But since we couldn't get our Snorlax to Dynamax, I'm going to go ahead and hunt down another Wishing Star so I can make one of these Dynamax bands. Just a casual 3,000 blocks again after an RTB, and we have our other star. So let's go ahead and make our Dynamax band. Equip that. And now we should be able to Gigantamax Snorlax. So we'll have a quick nap and get on to the next. Alright. Bertha, you're going down. And Snorlax isn't the call here. Let's go ahead and swap to Mousehold. And we're going to want to go ahead and use Blitzy. Let's do that again. I think we should Bullet Seed again. Man, that's crazy. How about one more time? Yeah, that one didn't do nearly as much. Mousehold's at 15. That's fine. This should still go first. And fun fact, that is my least favorite Pokemon to ever have been made. So let's give him a little kick. And unfortunately that does mean Mousehold's gonna go down. But let's bring out Tinkaton here. And Gigaton Hammer this Sudowoodo out of existence. Bertha, you were so easy. Mousehold absolutely carried that fight. Next up, Elite Four Flint. And we're gonna go ahead and max Quake here. Let's check this dude out. Look at that. Freaking massive. I didn't even stand a chance. And unfortunately, I don't think this is gonna do much for us. Oh, okay. Let's go ahead and swap Snorlax out though, so it doesn't go down. There we go. Typhlosion, you handled that well. But up against the Steelix, got our burn off. Crunch is gonna hurt. It's fine. We should be able to get an eruption off though, which is probably what I should use to begin with. Ooh. Yeah, Typhlosion's out of here. That's fine because we have a Mega Dragonite with a flamethrower. Oh, and they swapped it out. Use Air Slash one more time. And that should finish off this Lopunny. Alright, we are back to Steelix and going right back to Flamethrower. Yep. That decimated that Steelix. And then up against Driploom, we're going to go ahead and use some Ice Beam. And just to finish this off, we'll use Thunderbolt. That was so much easier. I didn't even think about it, but we could be leveling up our Pokemon after each battle here. I think 63 is our cap right now. Yeah. Time to go up against Lucian. One more hit should do it on Mr. Mime. Never mind, it keeps restoring itself to full. There we go. Go ahead and swap the Typhlosion here, and we'll go with an Eruption. Eruption again. Alakazam looks sick. It's unfortunate that I'm gonna need to use Eruption again. And just because we can, let's go with Eruption one more time. Lucian didn't stand a chance. And last but not least, Champion Cynthia. And I forgot to heal my Pokemon. We're gonna go ahead and rest. We're gonna sleep talk. Oh, unlucky it used to rest in its sleep talk. It used to rest again. Well, let's see. Is it gonna stay asleep? Nope. Unlucky. We'll go ahead and swap out for this. Mega Evolution into an Ice Beam should do the trick against Garchomp. And one more time. Oh, that Dragon Claw hit for a lot. Let's finish it off with Tinkaton. Oh, I forgot Tinkaton's weak against Earthquake. That's a little rough. Can we get this Hyper Beam off? We can. Alright, Garchomp is handled. Recover here, and this might take our Porygon out. Yeah, it does. It's time for Typhlosion. Let's use our last Eruption here. Yeah, and that wasn't an issue. Milotic may give us some problems though, so let's switch over to Mousehold. Let's go ahead and Terra into a Population Bomb. That did not do nearly enough damage, so Bullet Seed it is. Still not enough. Let Snorlax come on out. Let's take a rest. Can I live that? Oh, I can. Okay. Alright, we're resting. And let's sleep talk. Earthquake. And let's sleep talk again. Oh, I used the rest. I think it's probably going to wake up this turn, so let's go ahead and use an Earthquake. Yep. We're going to go ahead and use a Max Revive on our Dragonite. And let's go ahead and rest again. Sleep Talk. And let's Sleep Talk again. And it used to rest. Let's take the chance. See if we get a third sleep talk here. Nope. Woke up. Alright, let's switch out and let's switch the Dragonite. Can't Mega Evolve since I already did that, but Thunderbolt should help out a ton here. That Ice Beam is really gonna hurt. Alright. One more Thunderbolt. It's gonna Ice Beam again though, right? Cool. Maybe I can do this. There we go. Alright. 2 more Pokemon left. Back to Spirit Tomb. Switch out to Typhlosion. Oh, wait, can I Dynamax Typhlosion? Let's try it. We can Dynamax Typhlosion. Okay. I didn't even feed it a max soup. I mean, hey, if it's in the game, I'm gonna use it, right? Feel like that's not supposed to happen though. Let's finish this thing off with Snorlax and hit him with a body press. Oh, that didn't do nearly as much. At this point, we're just gonna slowly whittle him down. Feel like this fight would have been a bit easier if we healed our Pokemon between the battles. One more should do it. Nope. Maybe one more after this one. Body press. Oh, it's getting lower. I'm gonna go ahead and rest up here. Snorlax is back to full health. Let's go ahead and sleep talk. Earthquake. Good amount of damage. See if we can get another good sleep talk off. It's our last one. Another earthquake. And Cynthia has been dealt with. And we got the ATM badge box from defeating Cynthia. Oh, we're going to go ahead and put that right here. And now that we have defeated the Elite Four and champion Cynthia, we need to do it again. And again. But this time, we have to go to them. So if we open up our trainer card here and we scroll all the way down, right here is going to be our first battle. And it requires us to beat Cynthia, and it's going to be Aaron. If we click over here, it's going to tell us, hey, these are the biomes that this Elite Four trainer can spawn. Which means we're going to have to fly around and try and find Aaron. And after flying around for a little bit, it looks like our trainer card is giving us an arrow pointing towards Aaron. So we just got to find him. It says he should be right around here. The issue is do we think he's underground? He is absolutely underground. That's fine. Let's go ahead and battle. And that's it. Pretty easy. So now if we take a look, our next one is Bertha. And we got Bertha to show up, so let's find them. Should be right around here. I see ya. Let's put the power spot down. And let's battle. That one was a little more tough, but I also forgot to level my Pokemon in between. But now if we take a look at the list, we're moving on to Flint. Alright, looks like we're going over here. Flint should be right here. Is that Flint? Yep, perfect. Alright, let's put our power spot down, even though we didn't use it last. And then let's swap Snorlax to first, and let's battle. Easy. Flint was definitely the easiest one out of all of us. We just used Snorlax the whole time. Awesome. And perfect, we found it. Let's see, where are you? Ah, there you are. I'm gonna go ahead and swap Typhlosion to the first spot. Let's put our power spot down. And let's battle Lucian. And Lucian didn't stand a chance. And we have found Cynthia over in Sunflower Plains. Ah, she's down here. Alright, power spot. And let's battle Cynthia. And Cynthia is defeated. Which means, once again, yeah, we're gonna need to rematch again. And to do that, it's gonna be the exact same thing we just did. So let's do that. That takes out Togekiss, and that means we are done with Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl. Which now also means we can level all of our Pokemon to level 100. And there we go. Our whole team is a level 100. They're pretty much as strong as they could possibly get. But since we're done this quest line, we can now start a new series. We can move on to our ATM Team series, which is then going to allow us to start getting all the badges that we need so we can start crafting the Pika Stars. So we just need to find a trainer association here, which spawned at our base, and come talk to you. And it's time to move on to the ATM Team. And I think the only problem that we have is that all of our Pokemon might be at too high a level for it. So that means next episode, we can start working on more things we need for a Pika Star, because we're almost there. We don't have too much more to go. And that's pretty awesome. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new. And I will see you in the next one. Later.